Dimitry, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm doing okay. And yourself?
I'm great. What's up? Can we get some camera action so I can put you on the big screen? Make this a hotter interview or what? Are you in the bed?
Hold on a second. Are we on now?
Let me see if I see you. I don't see you yet.
Nestor, yeah, you texted me, so I have 5 minutes. So
All
let's
right,
let's
no
do this.
problem, no problem. What do you
Okay.
think about last night's performance with Claressa Shields? And what do you think this means for her career, both in MMA and in boxing? Does it affect her boxing career? Her psyche is what we're asking each other here.
Great question. So I think Clarissa did a lot of great things in the cage yesterday. She's definitely getting better as an MMA fighter. Her grappling skills are getting better. Her kicking skills, as a from a point of attack and blocking, is getting better. But she is learning on a job, and that's what boxing fans. She had no amateur career, obviously, as an MMA fighter, and and it's kind of learning the game live on ESPN for all people to see. So I think she did a great job. We've seen other sport greats such as Michael Jordan try other sports. Michael did baseball, and and that those sports they need to learn. They don't come as naturally to them as their bread and butter. For so which for Clarissa is boxing. What I think it does, I think that she is going to get incredibly motivated for boxing again, and she's gonna go back in the ring before the end of the year and show the boxing world that she is the GOAT. That's what I think. Does this affect her? Does this affect her boxing career? I think that her branding and people knowing about who she is increases. ESPN did a tremendous amount of promotion for her with this fight. Again, MMA and boxing are two different sports. Even the striking with the hands is different because the stance is different. The types of punches are different. So overall, as a boxer, I think this type of training is going to make Clarissa a better boxer because she's going to become more athletic and physically stronger. And the fact that she's going from camp to camp is really good for her. She's in the peak of her career. The boxing goal for her now is to fight before the end of the year and then fight Savannah Marshall. And that's we're on road to that plan. And I think it's going to be a very exciting promotion. Clarissa's plan as a fighter has always been to take the sport to the next level. And when we first started working together, she said, "Dimitry, make the biggest and the best fights." And that's what we've been doing with her. It's literally every single fight. And we're getting to uh, to announce something very special for her, and I'm very excited about it. Clarissa's going to take a couple of days off and get back to training camp with John David Jackson, and we'll let the boxing fans see why she's known as the GOAT.
Now, what do you think about her back and forth with Jake Paul? I seem to believe, regardless of him trolling her in a loss, regardless of of if people are taking it as him discrediting her, I think he's opening her up to a different audience. And, that old phrase, all publicity is good publicity, still remains true. How do you feel as the promoter of Claressa Shields to be seeing Jake Paul consistently trolling her, even now in defeat, putting her on number 7 of his pound for pound and calling it karma why she lost?
I believe that obviously Jake Paul is a huge crossover star and has a tremendous amount of following that goes beyond boxing. So for Clarissa's brand, I agree with you. It is good that he's talking about her. However, on a personal level, the fact that I do believe in the concept of chivalry and respect, and for Jake Paul, who's a grown man, to say these things about Clarissa, it's not my taste, to be quite honest with you. The fact that he doesn't take is not graceful in this and talks the way he talks about Clarissa. It's again it's not my taste, and I, as a individual, do not appreciate this. However, as you said, and obviously as is a known fact, he's a huge star in the sports world and in the entertainment industry, and the fact that he's talking about Clarissa is great. And I believe in the fact that she's doing MMA, the fact that there is there's talk about it, and maybe some people are gonna question her boxing ability. I think all of that is very good and will just increase her fan base. And the bottom line is that Claressa needs to go in the ring and show why she is who she is, and I believe that she will do that in her next boxing match.
Now, just to double down, Dimitry, some people, and we're live with Dimitry Salita, the promoter of Claressa Shields, and many, even Big Baby. We got so many things to talk about. Dillian Whyte called you an idiot today, so we definitely got to address that. I need to say it so that I don't forget it, and you don't forget it. But does Jake have some sort of right, at least a little bit in your mind? Because the interviewer, this stems from an interviewer on Fight Hub, shout out to Marcos Viega, saying, would you ever fight on a Jake Paul undercard? And she said, I would never fight on a Jake Paul undercard. And obviously, in retrospect, we see now that, fighting on a Jake Paul undercard means your highest payday for most boxers that fought on a Jake Paul undercard. I don't know. Do you think he took offense to that? Because she also said she would beat him and that she has power and would be able to, beat him. And he's a man being told by a woman that he would get beat.
Well, the fact that he's reacting in such a way shows that he believes that she may beat him. Because if he didn't believe, then he would be, then he would have no issue with it. He's also several pounds heavier than Claressa is, and his weight as a boxer, as a man boxer, is a lot bigger than Claressa. And the fact that he's so sensitive to it is kind of troubling, to be honest with you, and kind of funny. But I don't know that Claressa so far in boxing has been able to generate her own interest and doesn't need to piggyback off of anyone to kind of make money and to be a star. So and if others can benefit from fighting, other fighters can benefit on fighting on his card and make more money, that's phenomenal. I think that's great for them, and it's okay. But Claressa is on a different level as a fighter, and she's responsible to the sport of boxing. She's responsible for driving the sport of boxing to another level, and she's done it. Claressa is the first woman ever in the history of the sport to be the main event on premium cable network television, which was on Showtime in her second professional fight. And after that, Cecilia Brækhus fought on HBO, and a little while after that, Katie Taylor fought. I don't remember if the Dazn deal was already in play, but Claressa opened the door in terms of pay and in terms of exposure for women's boxing, and I think that she's still taking it to the next level and making it grow and grow. And you do that by fighting the best. Claressa has chosen to fight the best every time out, and now she's on her way to avenge her only loss in the amateurs against Savannah Marshall. That's going to be a huge fight. Savannah, from what I've seen, is really getting better as a fighter. Is a really good fighter, and really two opposite worlds, people from two different places, are going to meet in this very exciting fight. That's the plan, and I think that it's going to be very exciting for the world of boxing and beyond.
Last Jake Paul related question is, do you think, because you brought up piggybacking and that Shields doesn't have to piggyback off anyone's name, do you think that's what Jake is doing? Is this just this new generation's way of media marketing, and he's associating Claressa with Amanda? Because every time he talks of Claressa, he obviously talks about Amanda, who he represents.
I see that, he's kind of getting into the business of boxing. Amanda, is another great fighter and did a lot of great things for the sport of boxing. She was actually there last night, and and was very supportive of Claressa. Her and Claressa was at her fight when she fought on the Jake Paul card.
Unified champ friend Sean Cruz was there supporting her as well.
Yeah, no, Claressa has a lot of love and a lot of support from fellow athletes, and she Claressa is a phenomenal American sports hero, two-time Olympic gold medalist from Flint, Michigan, one of the most toughest places to grow up in and to really to just become a productive person. I mean, it's so difficult, and to be the best in the world is just like incredible. So the fact that Jake Paul, who's an American citizen, and I hope a proud American, doesn't credit Claressa for the things that she's done for the USA. It's kind of doesn't look for the good and looks for the challenges in that relationship. That to me, again, I don't think, I think I am not a fan of his behavior towards Claressa and what he's saying, but it's all good because again, he has millions of followers on YouTube, and the back and forth is exposing Claressa's name to a different audience. I know that Claressa, on YouTube and on Google is really well searched, and there's a lot of interest in her fights and her story, and so Claressa's journey, continued last night. It was another step in her development as a star and as in her life story. But really, her bread and butter is boxing. That's how she has become who she has become. And before the end of the year, we're going to see her back in the ring, taking care of business. Gold style, baby.
So, Dimitry, why exactly is this fight with Savannah and Claressa going to happen in Savannah's home country, with Claressa being the two-time gold medalist and the one to accomplish as much as she has in women's boxing? Why isn't Showtime hosting this fight? Or any other American, broadcaster?
Well, so this goes on Claressa because Claressa really wants to avenge that loss and really wants to prove that she's the best of this generation and one of the greatest fighters of all time. And she's willing to go to not the other hometown, the other home country of Savannah Marshall to avenge that loss. She wants to do it, and that is her focus. Sky presented Claressa with a great deal, and that was, very important ingredient in making sure that this works. I do believe that there has to be Claressa deserves to have a U.S. network back in her growth and her and her presence in significant boxing fights. I think it makes a lot of sense, and we're working on that happening in the near future.
Obviously, with Sky no longer doing business with Eddie, and Eddie being in direct competition with Sky with Dazn UK, there's no way Dazn USA gets the television rights for this, right? Because for us Americans who've been following a career, we don't have access. Sky doesn't offer a way for us to watch this fight. So what are you doing for us?
Right. No, I agree with you. We have to find the right platform for Claressa to be seen in the United States. And, the boxing world only has several that consistently televise boxing. And, we're hoping within reason to make a deal with one of them so that U.S. boxing fans who've been following Claressa and new fans will be able to see her growth and to see her fights. The one before the end of the year. At the end of the year, the plan is that her and Claressa are going to fight on the same show. And her and Savannah are going to fight on the same show, and then they're going to fight each other later next year. I got to go in a little bit, so let's get two more questions, and we'll reconnoiter another time.
Two more. The pressure you put on me. All right, we're talking Dillian Whyte and his team, or Dillian specifically. Calling you names. And it resolves around you wanting proof of injury due to him canceling the Otto Wallin fight.
So what is the question?
I mean, your thoughts on today's press conference. He specifically singled you out, called you, some names based off your, I don't know. How do you feel about the situation?
I had a very late night with Claressa yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to see his press conference live, but I kind of get the gist of what you're saying based on what you just said and some of the other things that he said in recent days. So uh, I gotta find a quote of Dillian Whyte.
I mean, I
That he
just want to
said.
know how you feel about your fighter not getting the fight, and everyone is just assuming that he pulled out to be on the safe side with the Tyson Fury fight, and it seems like you axing him specifically for documents proving injury. You might be skeptical of the injury and believe the same. So we just want to hear it.
So several weeks ago, Dillian Whyte said, "I could pull." This is his quote: "I could pull out of the Wallin fight just to fight Fury, but that isn't my mindset. I can't wait around for what Fury is doing." That was obviously before Fury beat Wilder. So there've been these quotes from him and different folks from the boxing industry suggesting that they feel that Otto Wallin is going to beat him. So it's a great risk that he's taken before fighting Fury. When Otto was with his bags packed, literally the day that he was supposed to go to, a couple hours before he was supposed to go to the airport, he already trained that day, and then we got the call that the fight was canceled. It wasn't postponed; it was canceled. And injuries do happen in boxing, so it's very possible that injuries happen in training. That's the sport that we're in. But we just want to see. I think that it's fair to the boxing fans, certainly to Otto, to see what the injury is, how long he's going to be out of the ring for, and then the WBC and the boxing and Matchroom and us can make a decision of how severe it is. Maybe Tyson Fury can fight Otto Wallin next directly. So there's so many different, things that can come out of from knowing what happened to him. So, the fact that it's held so tight to the chest, I'm not sure why that is, to be quite honest with you. I think that when the decision was made for the decision by WBC at that time for the winner of Whyte versus Wallin to fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury, the fight with Otto and Whyte was already signed, announced. Everybody knew what was happening. So even though Otto is not the mandatory challenger, but by default, being that he's a participant in that fight, we feel that obviously he could have won. There's a great chance that he could have won. So if he would have won, he would have been mandated to fight Fury. So so there's really a lot on the line for this fight, and I am Otto Wallin's promoter. It is my job to represent him to the fullest, and I feel that I really feel that
Dimitri, wait, let me interject there because you said that if he would have won, he would have got mandated to fight Fury. I thought the WB. Are you saying that the WBC said if Otto beat Dillian, he could win that mandatory status? Because I'm pretty sure I heard the opposite of that by the WBC.
No. The WBC said, from what I understand, that the WBC interim champion was going to fight Fury next. Now, Otto Wallin, the fight with Otto Wallin versus Dillian Whyte was for the WBC interim heavyweight world title. So it is obviously a great chance that Otto would have won, but so with him being champion, that could have been mandated. Even though we gave him a rematch clause as well. So again, I feel like the next fight for both guys should be each other. Obviously, depending on the severity of hold on a second. Depending on severity of Dillian Whyte's injury, but the boxing world, we want to be televised. We want to be seen on CBS, ABC, Fox, NBC, etc., and all the major networks. And I feel that this particular decision is bigger than the fight itself, because Otto Wallin is not an interchangeable robot. He's not someone that you can that's like a placeholder. He's a world-class athlete. He's a human being that has rights, and those rights have to be respected within the conformity of a sport, within the conformity of what's normal. You can't just say, okay, man, you know what? We have a bigger opportunity. The fact that you train and spend a lot of money and spend a significant portion of your career getting ready for this fight and put in loads of rounds and focus. Okay, don't worry. We don't need you anymore. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Thank you. We'll call you, okay? That's come on, man. That's not right, and that's how we feel that we've been dealt, and we just want justice to be served. The ring is the great truth setter, and Otto Wallin gave Tyson Fury the hardest and the most difficult fight of his career. Tyson Fury is a great champion who beat a lot of great fighters. Otto Wallin landed more punches against him than Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder in his first fight put together. Not each one, but put together. So he certainly, with victory over Dillian Whyte, would very much deserve the rematch, and he's getting better. He's had 2 significant wins after that, so that's all we want. The fact that Dillian Whyte, like the fact that when people start cursing and saying defamatory things about one another, that seems to me that there's no substance. You can just say things in substance. Give me some substance, man. The fact when people start insulting other people, that means that there's it doesn't make any sense. I have nothing against Dillian Whyte, man. I don't even know the guy. I have nothing personal against Dillian Whyte. If you have some substance, man, tell us what the substance is. Tell me, here's the MRI. My shoulder is out for 6 months. Whatever it is, I don't know. And talk in substance. Don't talk in defamation. That's not right.
So
call me names and stuff like that.
This isn't part of my last question because you only gave me 2 more. But
I gotta go. Yeah, but your questions are very.
No, your answer was long. I tried to jump in there because I just wanted to let you know that they announced that they were gonna wait for Fury. I'm just saying, is this? You sound like you're looking to maybe seek legal action. Is it safe to say that if they don't handle you properly, you're seeking legal action? And they also said that they offered Otto Wallin the Alan Babic fight for a lot of money, and you guys turned it down. Can you confirm or deny that you were offered a fight for Babic to replace?
An offer for a lot of money. An offer for a fight is a name with a purse say you're fighting John Doe on October 30th. Purse is whatever, $100,000, 4 flights, 4 rooms, and things like that. 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12, whatever. No offer was made like that. No, that there was never an offer. There was never a financial offer.
But you're saying there was one.
I think it would have been great to put Otto on that show, being that he had a full training camp and spent a significant amount of money. I don't even know who the other guy is, to be quite honest with you, until a couple of days ago when people started saying this.
But are you saying that there was never an offer made in a term sheet, but they did mention Babic? Was there a verbal conversation of Alan Babic replacing Dillian Whyte for Otto Wallin?
There was never. I don't know who Alan Babic is, so okay. There was never an offer like. I do not recall from there to be a real offer saying fight Alan Babic on this date, on October 30th for this amount of rounds and this amount of money. Would you take it? Do you think this is a good supplement? Can you talk to Otto, see if he would take it? There was nothing like that.
Perfect.
Maybe his name was. I don't recall. Maybe his name was thrown out in the conversation, but I don't even know who the guy is. So there was I never received an email correspondence saying, per our conversation, Dimitry, here's an offer for X amount of money, X amount of this, X amount of that. So if it's used as just whatever, as a
deflection.
The flexor, yes, like it's a poor job.
All right, so my last question. No. This is the last question. Remember, you were long on that. The last one is.
I gotta go to the airport, man.
Okay, this is the last one. I'm not gonna even extend it. Big Baby Miller is training with Kevin Cunningham. Kevin Cunningham don't do business with no one but PBC. Is Big Baby Miller gonna fight on PBC and Showtime? Because you have a deal with Showtime. Give us something on Big Baby Miller. Gerald Miller.
Yeah. I don't think that trainers have exclusive deals with boxing promotional companies.
They don't, but you've never seen Kevin with another broadcaster. It's just never happened.
Okay, so you know about that more than me. I know Kevin Cunningham as a boxing fan. Watching him train some great fighters. He's a no nonsense type of guy and a great trainer, and I have a lot of respect for him. And there's nothing to say about Jarrell at this point. So he's just looks at training and staying in shape, which is great to see. And we've had some positive conversations with him, and we just gotta kind of take our time. There's no news about Jarrell at this moment in time. He's as you've seen, as he's posted on his social media accounts, he's training, getting himself in shape, and he put out a couple of teasing videos. I do think when he comes back, he's going to be very exciting, and in a fight or two, will be there to fight the very best in the division, and that will be very exciting. And hopefully he'll get that chance and get back to the place where he was, prior to him not being in the ring.
So there's no plan for him as of now. There's no trajectory, no plan yet.
There is no plan at this moment in time. No, there's no definite plan. Well, maybe plan is not the right word. He's getting back. There's nothing for me to say and to share with you on your publicly about what Jarrell is doing next.
No problem. Go make that flight. We appreciate your time as always, man. Thank you so much,
I
Dimitry.
appreciate it, Nestor. I gotta say, I miss seeing you with the corona fights. and the boxing shows kind of taking a bit of a backseat. I miss seeing you at the press conferences and doing what you do, always asking everybody the tough questions, regardless of who they are, and that's what the boxing world needs. And I know I faced some of that on your podcast, but you know what? The truth should set you free. So there's nothing that you can ask that the boxing fans don't deserve to know. And that's, and that kind of goes back to what we're asking of Dillian Whyte, that, we believe the truth should set you free. I have, this, don't curse me, don't defame me, don't say that I'm this and that I'm that. Just show the proof, man. And just, it's all good. I have nothing against you. I don't even know you. It's just
you did duck that question, though, Salita.
Just do great things for the sport of boxing. Let us be transparent. I guarantee you, if Otto twisted his finger, as an example, he would. When you don't come to school, you say you don't come to school for a couple of days, for lack of a better example. The teacher says, "Okay, Mr. John Doe, what happened? Why didn't you come to school?" I had to go to the doctor. I had a cold. I had a temperature. Okay, where's your doctor's note? Here's the doctor's note, stamped. He had a temperature. He had to take penicillin, whatever.
So are you saying this might go to legal action? Are you? Because
no.
I mean, there's a lot of money spent. You spent money on a training camp. You had to spend money for sparring partners.
What I'm saying is, as I'm heading out the door, what I'm saying is that I represent Otto Wallin.
We need compensation. Otto needs compensation.
No, I didn't say that. You said it. What I said is that we just want to be respected. We just want to be respected for what we did, and Otto not to feel that he's that he's a whole placeholder. That's all. Thank you so much, Nestor. God bless you all, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Thank you,
all the boxing fans should check out Salita Promotions YouTube channel to check out some great fights.
Yeah, your channel's blowing up, man.
Talk to me, baby. All right, Nestor. Thanks, man. Take care.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.